figured out how to do the Pixar cars tutorial on there. I'm going to go through it again and create it again. I didn't realize that the screen was not showing the file bar, the toolbar up at the very top on my first recording, so I'm going to try to get it this time in there and hopefully it'll work. So I couldn't find this original car anymore, so I'm going to use this other car. Open it in Photoshop. There it is. Close out my original one. And we're going to double click on the background to unlock it. I'm just going to name it Vehicle. So I hopefully remember what we're working on. Click OK. They want us to create a new layer. So I'm going to create a new layer down there. This is going to be background. I'm just going to move it below the vehicle. Hide the vehicle. Come over here and we want the gradient tool, and it is under the paint bucket tool. In case you can't find it, it's under there. I'm going to select it. Let me bring this down to make sure you guys can see it. And we're going to click right here and make sure it's on this first option. We're going to click right here to edit it. And we're going to choose foreground to background. And with that, we need to make sure that, double click there, make sure it's on a really light gray. And then over here, I'm going to double click it and make sure it's over up on the white. That's this bottom button, so it'll change. Okay. And again, it's the foreground to background option. And then come over here and drag it. It doesn't really matter where you start, where you stop. Just drag it across and you get a shading from your light gray to your white on there. And bring this back. I'm going to show my vehicle. There it is. It is gone. And then now we're just going to get rid of the windshield, the glass part of the windshield. If you have any windshield wipers, you can get rid of that as well. So we want the quick selection tool. I need to make sure I'm on the vehicle layer level. That will help a lot. Make sure you're on vehicle layer. And click. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to take this away, and I'll probably just even that out some. Zoom. You can go to quick mask mode to edit it in. Get your thing and color that in. Get a bigger one, I think. Left that part out. Get rid of that little part. That looks pretty good. And maybe right there. All right. So I don't like that part. All right, much better. So we're still working on the vehicle layer. I'm going to press delete and get rid of it, and there's, I guess, basically your eyeballs for the eyeball area for your car. Deselect, and next we're going to be adding a new layer. So, new layer. Make sure it's above your vehicle layer. I'm going to name this one eyebrows, and commit it, and then you're going to get the lasso tool up here, and holding it down, you're just going to kind of go around the outline of the car at the very top to create the eyebrows. So I'm going to go a little bit wider than the actual car because it kind of looks a little better, because we're going to hide it some. Come down to a point, bring it back up, come down, bring it back up, bring it to a point, come back over till it meets, and we have our marching ants. Again, so working on the eyebrows layer, you're going to go back and get the gradient tool and double click up here at the top. Again, make sure it's at that this first option. So double click on it so we get this options on there, and we're going to click right here, and you're going to find the darkest color of your vehicle's color, the darkest shade you can, so of the paint. So, you know, right here's pretty dark and right here's pretty dark, so I'm going to take that. It's okay if it's not perfect, but as long as it looks pretty dark. Then I'm going to come over here and click on it and grab the lightest color of paint that my car has. And again, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but as long as it kind of goes from dark to light on there. Click OK, and then just drag it across the eyebrows, and it fills it up on there. And deselect, get some eyebrows. We're going to do something else to it first, so double click on the eyebrows layer, and we're going to add a drop shadow. So click to check it, and then click over here so you get the drop shadow options. Our angle will be 90, the distance will be 10, spread stays at 0%, and your size will go to 5. Click OK, and then now we have a shadow on there. But this looks really rough right here. Remember I said I didn't have to be too accurate. We're going to hide it. So I'm just going to hide the eyebrows layer. I'm going to select the vehicle layer, select the rectangular marquee tool, right up there, rectangular, and then just start, you know, kind of just judge it about halfway through your windshield and go all the way across so that it's going to select most of it. Got our marching ants. Go up to the very top, and hopefully, I don't know if you guys can see this, but you're going to go to layer up at the very top, and then new, and then layer via copy. So again, that's layer, new, layer via copy on there. And then if you go over here, there's layer 2. We're going to drag it up above the eyebrows and show the eyebrows. And so now it's just kind of cleaned up that area. Just see how it looks kind of messy right there. It's going above the, but with it, it's kind of closed them out. But I noticed over here it's still kind of off. I'm going to select the eyebrow layer and Command T and just resize it just a tad. Just a tad, so it's in there, but it's still not sticking out from the other layer. Return to commit it. There's our eyebrows. Now we're going to insert the eyes. So take them from your desktop or wherever you have it saved, drag it over, hold down your shift key so everything stays in proportion, and resize it and move it into position. return will commit it. Come over here and right click, duplicate the layer. It's okay to have the same name. And I have to get the move tool and move them into position on how you like it. If you want them bigger, that's fine. If you want them closer apart, that's fine too. I'm going to select both of them and move them down a little bit lower into the hood, I guess, area, because some of them they have them, well, they're really low, and I'll show you how to deal with that, because we're going to be doing the same thing like we just did here with this, the top of the roof, and we're just going to copy it. So make sure you're on your vehicle layer, get your marquee tool, and just select some of the area around it. It doesn't really have to be that big, as long as it's where the eyeballs are at. So there's our marching ants. Layer, new, layer via copy, bring it in, and then make sure you bring it up to the top above the eyeballs, and it kind of drops them lower. And that is as far as I have gotten. The eyeballs look a little small to me. Alrighty. I have not figured out how to make the mouth on here, and that's going to be our major project today after we get the eyes and the eyebrows on there. Because if we do a search of all of their images, this is kind of elaborate where some of them have their teeth. She's got lips on there. Doc is, they use the bumper to make his mouth. You know, Mater has teeth. That looks a little involved to me. And then the sheriff, they actually use the grill for his mustache plus his bumper for his mouth, which is kind of cool. And the tutorial that I found offline on here actually has them just using these white bars somehow, using the lasso tool again to make them, and then, but I haven't been able to figure out how to make it look natural on there, but maybe we can figure it out together. So, all right, have fun.